Member for Curtin.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. I thank the member for Lilly for raising this important motion and, more importantly, for putting ovarian cancer on the public record. I also acknowledge and thank the other members for sharing personal stories about the impact of ovarian cancer. While I'm about to cite statistics, and we need statistics to inform policy expenditure, there is nothing like the human side, and we must never forget the human side in any of these discussions. So I thank the members for raising those human stories. As previous members have outlined, every year over 1,500 women are diagnosed with ovarian cancer, and over 1,000 women every year die from the disease. It is estimated to be between the 8th or 10th most commonly diagnosed cancer in Australian women. It is the most lethal women's cancer and the 6th most common cause of cancer death in Australia. In Australia, the overall 5-year survival rate for women diagnosed with ovarian cancer is 46. That has to be compared with the 5-year survival rate for cervical cancer, which is 72%, for breast cancer, which is 91%, and for prostate cancer, which is 95%. While we celebrate the improvements we've made in those areas, we have got so much more to do when it comes to ovarian cancer. And one of these is to start with early diagnosis. At this point in time, and as noted by the member for Lilly, there is no effective early detection screening test for ovarian cancer. Given the advances that we have made in other areas of health and the talented medical researchers all over our country, the absence of an early detection test is not something we should accept. We need to invest and support research that leads to improved diagnosis and treatment of ovarian cancer. I'm pleased to note that the government is doing things in this space. Last year, the government announced $35 million for ovarian and gynecological cancer research through the Medical Research Future Fund. This includes $20 million for research grants, which will contribute to a greater understanding of the causes and underlying factors contributing to the development and progression of ovarian cancer. The government is doing this through subsidising medicines for ovarian cancer on the PBS and continuing to support improved access to medicines and treatments through the PBS and Medicare. And the government has also provided $4.5 million to Ovarian Cancer Australia for patient support for the Traceback project and the ovarian cancer case management pilot. While I note all that the government is doing and commend the government on this, I would also urge the government to continue to prioritise investment and expenditure on research to tackle ovarian cancer and to provide support for ovarian cancer sufferers and survivors. There is still so much more which needs to be done. I would also add that there's a lot that we can do. And one of the things we need to do, given that there is no early detection screening, is to ensure that all women are aware of the risks, the signs and the symptoms so that they can seek help at the earliest possible time. To that end, I note that the risks include if you have a family history of ovarian cancer, or if you have a family history of breast or colon cancer, or if you have a mutation in one of several known genes. Other risks include increasing age, use of HRT, obesity, tobacco smoking, medical conditions such as endometriosis. The symptoms, as noted by the member for Lilly, include abdominal or pelvic pain, increased abdominal size or persistent abdominal bloating, the need to urinate often or urgently, and feeling full after eating only a small amount. Now, as is evident from that list, and as was made clear by the member for Lilly, they are vague and non-specific. And I'd guarantee that most women in this country could say at various points in their life that they have experienced all of those symptoms at some point. Women tend to put it down to something you just put up with. I think the word stoic was used. Given the lethalness of this disease, any woman experiencing persistent symptoms should get them checked out immediately. So my message to all women in my electorate of Curtin and across Australia, if you are concerned or have any suspicious symptoms, make an appointment with your local GP. Don't just suck it up and get on with things. My message to all Australians is get on board with Teal Day and Ovarian Cancer Awareness Day. More generally, to ensure that we continue to raise awareness in our communities, so that we continue to support those who are suffering, so that we continue to ensure it remains on the national agenda and we raise vital funds for research.